People want to change course in Iraq. They want to change course at home. They know we can do better. I'm coming in as an outsider. I'm going to shake things up in Washington, D.C., and I'll be fighting for the people of Connecticut every day. Polls don't matter. I got this race. They said it was impossible. They said it was important. We won the primary. Going to win again tomorrow. The people here want to change. Joe's bringing a lot of guys from out of state to help rally for him. We've got old-fashioned volunteers here who care about change. That's what we're going to do.
Tomorrow, we're going to make history. I'm sorry, but George Bush didn't hear that. You got to do it louder than that. Much better. Because tomorrow, we're taking back the United States House of Representatives. Because Chris Murphy in this district, Diane Farrell in the 4th, and Joe Corbett in the 2nd are going to win. And we're going to win the United States Senate. All right. That's why it's my great pleasure to introduce the man who knows it's a good thing for the Democrats to win the House, the next Senator of the United States Senate from Danbury, Connecticut, in the state of Connecticut, Ned Lamont.
Danbury. Joe, Bob, everybody, thank you so much for being here. One thing I love about Danbury, I love your newspaper. Very insightful and on-point editorial. I love them. Some people tell me these races are really tough on a family. Not my family. I just bring them with me wherever I go. All right, Danny? Lindsay, Evelyn, bring this together. Family here. I'll tell you, I had a pretty comfortable thing going in my life about a year ago. Had a nice little business, had a wonderful family, one in college, two to go. I was looking, I'd be missing them soon. Started up this business that was going pretty good. But somewhere along the way, I just came to the conclusion that George Bush is driving this country into a ditch. Joe Lieberman's got one hand on the steering wheel. And all I can say is, stay the course. Stay the course. So I figured, let's get started here. And I wanted to get going. And I invited all the Main Street media. They came down. They said, oh, three-term incumbent. Look at the polls. Look at the numbers. Can't be done. Good luck. Give it a shot. See you later. And I started going. I started going flat out around the state. It was extraordinary what I found, the dialogue with the people of Connecticut. There are more grassroots folks here in this state that really want to change. I'm looking for one. I can't see a thing with this bright light. Where's Ken Gucker? That guy, right there. You go into a town, you go into a Danbury, you're looking for a friend. You're looking for somebody that believes. You're looking for somebody that says we really need a change. And Ken didn't know me from Adam. He came up, shook my hand, and said, I've been going to all the town meetings I can. I've been going to the street corners. I've been energizing people. And it's guys like Ken, we're getting those guys in all the towns across the state. Look, Joe's got Mayor Bloomberg. He's got all the New York operatives coming in. I got Ken. That's why we're going to win. Excuse me if I get a little nostalgic, but this is really our last rally of this campaign, believe it or not. You know, it's been 10 straight months going door to door, going everywhere we can, and it's just been an incredibly important experience because I'm going up against a three-term incumbent, and all this talk is sort of political talk. It's Republican, and Democrat, and partisan, and bipartisan. I want to hear right and wrong. George Bush and Joe Lieberman have made wrong decisions that are hurting this country. Just imagine after 9/11, there's this extraordinary feeling of civic pride. Americans were ready to stand up. Americans were ready to be challenged. Americans were ready to do the right thing. First off, how about energy independence and freeing ourselves from this addiction to oil? What do we do? Well, Dick Cheney invited 100 of his favorite CEOs and energy lobbyists behind closed doors. They passed a bill that offers billions of dollars of subsidies to ExxonMobil and nothing to end our dependence on oil. It was a bad bill. Joe Lieberman supported that bill. We should have stood up and said, we can do better. How about health care? I go around the state of Connecticut, I hear more about health care. I hear folks who are worried about their parents and security and Medicare Part D and falling into the donut hole. I hear about opportunity for their kids so there can be good paying jobs there. Can I afford health care as well as education for my children? That's what I hear as I go around the state of Connecticut. Joe Lieberman has had 18 years to work on this and he's accomplished nothing. We can do better. I'd like to say something about American values, too. I mean, just a couple of weeks ago, George Bush signed a bill. Some call it the detainee bill. Some call it the military tribunal bill. Others call it the torture bill. It was a bad bill. It was a bill that gives extraordinary new powers to the federal government and to our president, and it was wrong. And Joe Lieberman says, these are partisans, these are negatives. When Chris Dodd stood up and said that bill is wrong, he wasn't being partisan, he was being an American and standing up for the best of all. And when George Bush said we're going to start compromising on the Geneva Conventions, and I'll determine what is torture and what is coercive investigative technique. You know who stood up? Colin Powell stood up. And Colin Powell, speaking for the military, said you are undermining the very moral basis of this war on terror. We need more people to stand up. Too often Joe Lieberman says we're asking too many questions. I say we're asking too few. And one last issue. It's just a single issue. But it says so much about what type of a country we are. It says so much about our national security. It says so much about winning the war on terror and how we're regarded around the world. It says so much about our fiscal priorities and why we're spending $250 million a day over there. And we can't fix health care and transportation and education in our own country. That's the war. It's the war of choice. It's the war in Iraq. It was a bad choice for this country then. It's a bad choice for this country now. Jump back. 10 minutes ago, we said there's no military solution to what we're trying to do in Iraq. Only the Iraqis can stand up and do this for themselves. Now is the time for us to start bringing our troops home. Now is the time for the Iraqis to stand up and stop it. Joe Lieberman and George Bush just said, stay the course, no cut and run. And frankly, I didn't hear much from the Democrats either. They said something about 2006 will be a year of significant transition. I didn't know what that meant. I thought it was time for people to stand up and say it's time for us to change course in Iraq. It's time for us to start bringing our troops home. We're going to have a safer and stronger America for it. Yeah! Difference 10 months makes. It's the generals who are standing up. It's our allies, the top British military officer. It's our ambassador there in Iraq. They're saying we need a timeline. We need to start bringing our troops home. That's our best hope for a stable outcome. Even Joe Lieberman said, I don't know anybody who wants to get the troops home faster than me. Are you sure? Tomorrow we're going to send a message loud and clear. We're going to send a message, now is the time for us to change. Time for us to change course in Iraq. Time for us to change course at home. Time for us to start investing in the United States of America again. A vote for this campaign is a vote for change, bring our troops home, invest in America. A vote for Joe Lieberman is just the opposite. We need your help every step of the way. I want you to stand up. I want you to tell your friends, family, and neighbors. I want you to go to the back of this room, sign up to volunteer. Tell everybody Connecticut can make a difference this year. God bless you all.